Hello, everyone, and welcome. Thank you so much for joining our 2025 Cludo Roadmap webinar. My name's Haley. I'll be your host. A bit of housekeeping before we get started. Today's webinar will run about 30 minutes with a Q&A session after, so be sure to drop any questions you have in the chat. Let me introduce you to our presenters. Today, we are joined by Jess Palkert, Customer Success Manager here at Cludo.
Hello.
And we also have Mike Tyler, Technical Product Manager here.
Hey, everyone.
Between the three of us, there's a whopping 18 years of Cludo experience, so you're in good hands as we walk through what's next. Whether you're a current customer, a valued partner, or someone who is just interested in learning more about AI-powered search, we're thrilled that you're taking the time to learn more about what's new and what's coming at Cludo. A brief look at today's agenda. We'll begin by diving into AI summary and AI chat. Then we'll talk a bit about MCP, or Model Context Protocol. Then on to tools we love, Cludo Lab, and last but not least, our Q&A session. With that said, let's get started. I'll hand it over to Jess and Mike.
Before we jump into the roadmap, it's important to highlight one thing. Reliability is the foundation for everything we build. All the exciting features you'll see today only matter if Cludo is stable, secure, and always available. That's why we're investing heavily in reliability, putting robust monitoring, alerting, and response processes in place to make sure the platform consistently performs at the highest level. In short, our priority is to make sure Cludo is dependable, so you can trust the innovations we're bringing to you.
Thanks, Jess. Let's get into the Cludo roadmap and see what's up next here at Cludo. So right now we're really focused on Q4 of this year and Q1 of 2026. And as you know, the tech landscape is very fast paced, and that's especially true in recent years. So with that in mind, here at Cludo, we are laser focused on the next 2 quarters and delivering our roadmap items. For our longer term initiatives, we are trying to keep those a little bit more fluid and open to customer participation so that we can be more responsive to your input and your needs and the solutions that you need us to deliver. So if we take a look at the next 2 quarters, some of our most exciting advancements are in our AI products. And Jess is going to kick us off with some new things coming for the Cludo AI Summary and AI Chat specifically.
Cludo's AI Summary helps visitors quickly understand the most relevant information on a page, giving them instant answers without endless scrolling. And then our AI Chat has those same powerful insights come to life in a more conversational experience, helping users find exactly what they need through natural, intuitive interactions. Reykjavik is an Icelandic customer of ours who is currently using AI Summary and AI Chat on their site, and actually has been seeing some real-time value being delivered by these features. Since enabling both of them, they've actually seen a 48% decrease in their support tickets over the past year. Now on to building your own AI summary. Until now, setting up AI Summary required either a custom integration or using a template, which created friction. For many teams, this technical barrier slowed down adoption and made it harder to get value quickly.
Yeah, so to help remove that technical barrier, we're actually adding AI Summary as a new experience option within the Cludo Experience Builder. And what this means is you'll be able to create and manage AI Summary implementations directly from MyCludo with no code required. And here you'll find all the configuration options you'll need to make your AI Summary feel like an organic part of your website. And that includes tweaking colors, layouts, iconography, and other visual customizations to make it seamlessly integrate within your brand and your design system. Beyond the visual, we're also excited to announce that this update will include new behavioral configurations for the AI itself. And these behavioral configurations are part of a new enhancement called AI Custom Prompting. And that will apply to both AI Summary and AI Chat experiences.
Today, Cludo's AI answers are consistent and reliable, but not customizable. Many organizations have told us that this was limiting, and they need AI to reflect their brand identity, compliance rules, and accessibility standards. Without that control, answers can feel a little too generic or misaligned with their voice.
So we wanted to get rid of that black box feeling that a lot of AI products have, and we wanted to really open up our AI summary and AI chat to more closely align with your unique style as an organization. So Cludo custom prompting lets you do just that by defining two behavior-specific configurations. The first configuration is the context configuration, and that's where you can describe details about your organization or your brand to the AI, and this will generally shape how it will provide answers to your unique users. And then the second configuration is the instructions configuration, and here you can get more specific with your directions and tell the AI things like what tone to use, words to avoid, how it should handle citations, and any accessibility and compliance requirements that it should abide by when providing answers. And the result of these configurations is an AI that sounds and feels more like your organization and not just a generic chatbot. And this tool and all the AI tools are amazing at helping find and distill information, but there can be cases where users need a little extra boost to find what they need. And Jess has some details on our next roadmap feature called AI Summary Related Questions, which aims to address those cases.
Thanks, Mike. So when it comes to searching, your users don't want to just one answer. They want to explore and discover. But today, after receiving a single summary, the journey can often end there. Without a clear next step, the user kind of hits a dead end and they can be missing out on valuable insights.
So with related questions, AI Summary can now include a set of automatically generated follow-ups to prompt users to dig deeper. And these are based on real patterns like common topics, user trends, and contextual connections to your related content. So they're not just random suggestions, they reflect what people actually want to know next, and they provide a useful evolution to the AI summary that helps you remove dead ends and keeps your users engaged with your content. These features that we talked about so far, they've mostly been about improvements to our user-facing and administrative side of our product. And we love our users and our admins, but we also want to take some time to discuss some exciting things happening on the technology and infrastructure side of Cludo. So let's move over to our next topic, which is a powerful new standard in the AI and large language model world called Model Context Protocol, or MCP. And I just want to start with some basic information about what MCP is and what the problem is that it solves. So most large language models, like OpenAI's GPT models, are trained on massive public data sets like the internet. And they're great at general knowledge, but by default, they can't really answer detailed questions about your internal data. So if you want these models to be useful for your own business context, you often need to connect them directly to each of your data sources, maybe things like your help center, support ticketing system, or an internal database. And this setup can quickly become complicated because every data source and every AI tool tends to have its own connection method. And it can involve using a lot of different APIs or even file upload systems. And so you can see on the without MCP side, each model needs to connect directly to the data source, and it becomes kind of a spaghetti bowl of connections that are all different from one another, and it's difficult to configure. So this is where MCP comes in, and MCP was developed as a standard way for LLMs to securely access and interact with external systems and data sources. And you can think about MCP as like a universal translator between AI models and your business data. And MCP also, it already has wide support within the industry. Most leading LLM providers are building MCP compatibility directly into their products. And so their AI systems can both read from and even take actions within your systems in a standardized way through MCP. So what does this mean for Cludo, and how are we getting involved with this new standard protocol? We see MCP as more than just a new standard, and it's kind of what we're viewing as a foundation for what's next. So with that said, we're adding support for MCP as a core part of our platform. And that means Cludo will provide MCP servers that can consolidate all of your data sources from your site content to your analytics, your support systems, and more, and make them securely available through one standardized gateway. From there, any AI tool, whether it's one that you already use or something that we provide at Cludo, like future assistants and future chatbots, they can interface with this MCP server and pull answers out from all these different data sources that you have consolidated. And so there's no more building a different integration for every AI model or system. It's all through one secure gateway, and it's using a standardized language that the LLM can understand. And this move towards MCP for us, it's more than just about compatibility. We really want to future-proof your data infrastructure, and it sets the stage for powerful new use cases, both with today's AI tools and with whatever is coming next. So the possibilities are endless. Once we have MCP servers available to interface with your own AI tools, or for us to build on top of it products that allow you to consolidate your data into one gateway. And this topic is exciting. We're excited about it. If you have more questions about it, we'd love to answer them. I know it's maybe a new concept for some people on the call here. But with this kind of new leading edge stuff, it's easy to kind of get carried away about what's down the road. But we also remain committed to continually improving our tried and true features and the features that you know and love. So Justin's going to talk about one more roadmap item about an improvement to some existing tools that we offer at Cludo.
Yeah, I saw your guys' comments about it being blurry, and I'm sorry. Hopefully, maybe these will be a little bit better because you can see a little bit bigger of the images. Let's move on to one of the tools that actually a lot of you guys love, I know, and I absolutely love, which are banners. So banners are one of the most widely used features in Cludo. They help organizations highlight key content, promote seasonal information, and are a visual user's guide through the search experience. But here's some of the challenges we've heard. While banners are powerful, the current tool is a little outdated. It relies on a text editor, has no live preview, limited design options, and often forces teams into a manual trial and error just to make sure the banner is set up right. Despite being a favorite feature, so it's kind of been a major pain point. Marketing and communications team need agility, and the old setup slows you guys down. So we've listened to this feedback, and that's why we're so excited to announce the upcoming banner redesign. We're delivering a modern, visual, and flexible experience that makes creating and managing banners faster, easier, and far more intuitive. The new builder introduces a visual editor, pre-saved templates, advanced scheduling, and live preview. Everything teams need to design and launch campaigns with confidence. This isn't just a facelift, it's about aligning with how you actually work today. And we cannot wait to hear about your experiences with the new banner editor. At Cludo, we love when our customers are involved with product evolution. Your feedback is super valuable and helps us build a better solution, which is why we are rolling out Cludo Lab. So Cludo Lab is where we're exploring new ideas, testing them as proof of concepts with selected customers to see if there's a real value case. Cludo Lab is also your chance to influence the future of Cludo. If these concepts resonate with you, we want to hear from you, and your feedback shapes what we prioritize next. So if you're interested, we'd love for you to join Cludo Lab. To sign up, you can either reach out to me directly or you can email info@cludo.com. We'll have it again at the end of this presentation so you guys can take it down. So now that we've opened the doors to our lab, let's dive into a few of our current features that we are validating with customers, which are search topics, personalized recommendations, and the conversion funnel. So the first one, we are currently, with search topics, currently, most of our customers spend a lot of time digging through ineffective searches and searches without results just to try and identify content gaps. So they're kind of left scrolling through endless lists of raw queries, which it's a bit difficult to see a bigger picture. Patterns can get lost, connections to content performance aren't always clear, and important insights can take hours to uncover. The result is slow, manual work, and often missed opportunities.
So one of the ideas that we're testing to address this is called search topics. Instead of just showing you a flat list of queries, search topics actually groups these queries into meaningful categories based on what users are actually looking for and how they behave. And these categories are built from real user actions and the structure of your own content, like navigation labels or site categories. And this lets you get a clear view into your user's search intent, and you can use those insights to make more confident decisions about your content strategy. Beyond search topics, we're also exploring an idea called personalized recommendations. And many of our customers, especially universities, local governments, and service portals, they have websites that are filled with valuable content. And the challenge here is that users often feel overwhelmed by the sheer amount of information. Users can bounce, they can repeat searches, or they can turn to your support teams when they can't find what they need. And this kind of takes up time and valuable resources on your end. So to try to fix this, some teams turn to manual curation and kind of targeting content towards users specifically, but this is also time consuming and hard to scale, especially as you're adding more content to your sites and trying to support more types of users. So one of the solutions that we're testing in the Cludo Lab, personalized recommendations, will allow you to automatically suggest relevant content based on visitor behavior and the semantic context of what they're searching for. So it kind of takes the manual aspect of that out of this task and will basically provide relevant content to users automatically based on who we think they are as a user and what we think they're looking for. So instead of searching again or users guessing where to click, we can guide them to the next best piece of content right away. So what this can really do is take Cludo from a search tool into more of a recommendation engine, and that will help users discover what they need without friction. And then we do have one more item within the Cludo Lab that we're testing, and we're excited about this one. This is something that addresses a pretty common pain point that we've heard from you, and that's when you're analyzing search data. Right now, it can be a struggle to connect that search data to actual business value. So you, of course, can see things like search queries, clicks, impressions, but it's hard to trace the full journey from a site visit all the way to a conversion and how search is involved along the way. So this really makes it difficult to kind of prove ROI and even harder to know where in the journey users are dropping off. If there's a particular content gap or a particular search term that's not really working and you want it to actually lead to a particular conversion event. And there are a lot of missed opportunities here that we really want to address. So that's why we're testing something called the conversion funnel. And the idea is pretty simple, but it's powerful. We want to give you a clear picture of how users move from first entering your site to using search and then finally completing a conversion. So it goes beyond just counting searches and click events. It fills in more events along the way and completes the entire user journey from when users first visit the site, whether or not they make a search, what they're seeing in the search, if they're seeing pages that have conversion events that you've configured within results, whether they're clicking on those pages that have conversion events, and then once they get to those pages, whether or not they're actually converting. So there are a lot of intermediary steps that we're adding here and giving you visibility into, so you can see whether users drop off, if they're not seeing your conversion pages at all in search, or if they are seeing the pages in search and they're not clicking on them. You can kind of see some of those roadblocks and use those to make informed decisions about either filling content gaps or tweaking your search configurations to make certain pages more visible. All these things would be visible within the conversion funnel. And this really will help make it possible to more easily track business outcomes that come through search and see what kind of value the search tools is actually providing. So as always, I mean, with any of these Cludo Lab projects that we're kind of tooling with, we are very interested in your participation. So again, if you have interest in any of these things that we're testing out, please give us an email at info@cludo.com. And we would love to hear from you and even get you involved in some early prototypes of some of these things. Yeah, we like I said, our longer term initiatives, we really want to be open to participation from you and to be fluid, so that we make sure that we kind of nail it when we finally do deliver a solution. So now I think we're going to transition to our Q&A and get some answers for some people here. Let's see.
Is that one?
Okay, so who can we reach out to if we have questions about API, timelines, etc.? You can reach out to info@cludo.com or support@cludo.com. But for general info like that's coming from the product roadmap, info@cludo.com would be a great place to reach out to, and we can help give you some insight on timelines and API instructions and things like that.
Another question.
Another one.
How accurate are the recommendations?
Yeah, that is also a good question. We are doing some testing right now. That project is currently in flight. So we've been working hard with our data science team to make sure that we are getting accurate recommendations. And this tool will be configurable, so you can test it out before going live with it, and make sure that what you're seeing is accurate and relevant to what users are searching for. So once it's released, it won't be just a thing that you have no control over. You can definitely check out the recommendations and work with us by contacting us, again, at support@cludo.com or info@cludo.com to bring up any issues or questions about the relevancy of those recommendations.
Earlier in the presentation, Curtis asked, the banner redesign looks great. Does this come with API changes associated with it?
That's a really good question. And the answer is right now we are kind of determining what the API strategy will be with the banner redesign. So the priority for this release, which is coming actually pretty soon here in Q4, is with the My Cludo UI side of things. But stay tuned for more updates about API endpoints that will be available to also tweak banners on your own. And we'll have some more insights into that soon later in Q4.
Another one from Curtis. I love that you're allowing us to subsidize the chatbots with a prompt. What are the limitations? Do you plan on adding more customizations for the bot, value, temperature, etc.?
Yeah, so with I mentioned two configuration types, context configuration and instructions configuration. So the instruction side of that is really limitless for what you want to tell the AI to do. So we don't have a particular temperature dial like you maybe have seen in OpenAI settings and things like that. But you can instruct the AI through the instructions configuration what temperature it should use, and really any customizations that you want to add to the prompt for AI summary and AI chat.
We can hang out for a couple more minutes to see if any more questions roll through. Again, if you guys have any interest in being part of Cludo Lab, reach out to Jess or info@cludo.com. You can also follow us on LinkedIn or YouTube to keep up with any future releases. Feel free to keep typing your questions. We'll hang out for a few more minutes.
Yeah, and if anything comes to mind later on, of course, we're open to questions after this session.
Sorry, I'm having a Chili's volunteers tribute and forgot I'm not part
Awesome. Well, maybe we should sign off and just want to say thank you for everyone that joined. we really love providing insight into what we're working on and getting feedback from you. So this is all super valuable for us. So thank you again.
Oh, Curtis has another question.
Oh, buzzer beater.
We have plenty of time. Also, while we wait for Curtis's question, if you guys have questions about this or anything, reach out to me. I can help connect you with info as well.
All right. So Curtis, with one more question, with those customizations, can you potentially make the bot more conversational? When you're spinning up a bot, you can choose from answers to be concise, comprehensive, and default. So you can still control the answer length with those concise, comprehensive, and default options. But with the instructions, you can be even more specific about what the AI should do. So you can make it more conversational, more chatty, or you can make it, just give straightforward, simple answers. All of that is controllable within that instructions configuration. All right, and then one more, Steve says, is there a demo site to showcase new features? We don't have one single demo site for all of these features. We do make demo sites with some of these new features on a customer by customer basis. So again, reach out to us if you're interested in a feature. We can talk about either providing a demo site or leading you to a general demo site for that particular feature if one exists.
One more.
Yeah.
All right, and this is a good question. So Curtis says, the Cludo bot generally is incapable of hallucination. Are we worried about these customizations and whether or not they will break that? That's a really good question. We are kind of opening up the configuration, obviously, to more direction and kind of opening up that black box. With that, we have done quite a bit of testing internally on giving instructions to our AI, and have worked out any hallucinations that we've seen internally. But as you add more specific directions, it's always a good idea to do some of your own testing or reach out to us to help you with testing. And of course, keep an eye on your conversation logs and your analytics within MyCludo, just to make sure that the answers that are going out are accurate. But we do have quite a bit of testing done internally to make sure that answers are still without hallucinations. All right. Curtis is the MVP as far as questions go. This is great to get some of this information out.
I think Anna wanted to say something, Haley.
Sure thing. Should I?
Let her speak.
Hi, everyone. I don't know if you can hear me. I just wanted to answer Curtis' question about the hallucinations, because I think it's a great question. And I think you need to think about it in a way that, yes, we allow more customization with the instructions, but the content that goes into the bot and the content that it's being fed, it's still the same content. So it actually should not be able to hallucinate more. Like we've been doing a lot of testing, and hallucinations is not something that pops up because the content being fed, it's still the same and it still have the same boundaries. So I just wanted to make sure that this is clear. And also then I think someone asked the question before about potentially making it more conversational. This is also something that we are currently working on, and this is something that specifically for the AI chat is something that is high priority for us. So with the current customization, you can get some level of that, but this is something that we're currently experimenting with to make it even better. And sorry for just popping up like that. I was trying to type at the same time and it was getting hard for me. Yeah.
No, we appreciate it. For those that don't know, Anna W is our product manager rockstar over in our Denmark office. So we always appreciate some insight from you, Anna. Thank you.
Thank you. Disappearing now.
Love that.
Perfect. Well, thank you again. Again, we appreciate the participation here, and just kind of keeping the conversation open when it comes to things that are currently on our roadmap, things that are in our Cludo Lab that are kind of a little bit further out. We want you to be participatory and have your say in the solutions that we build here at Cludo. So thank you so much, Jess, Haley. Thank you for joining. And facilitating, Haley. You were the star running the show, all the slides and the video clips. So thank you so much.
Thank you everyone for joining. We can't wait to hear how your new banners and bots and summaries and chats roll out.
Yeah.
And with that, we're gonna roll out. See you next time.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.